Hello, this is Palico Padge and welcome back to another episode of A House of Many Doors. We are back in the City of Keys, El Capital, if you will, and we've done a few things. We've written a few more articles for the Pioneer. We've decided we're going to concentrate on that paper just to see where the story takes us as opposed to panning out over the three different papers. Let's concentrate on the one, get a name for ourselves and take it from there. We've also been to our dwellings and written an epic poem and managed to get some apprehensions, which was pretty cool. How many apprehensions do we have? 22. So we could update a stat if we want when we leave here. And we've got a few more things I'd like to do before leaving the City of Keys, and then we'll be heading south towards the City of Masks, which is where our next passenger needs to be dropped off. I figure as long as passengers want to go to places which we haven't discovered yet, we'll just keep dropping them off, and then when they start to repeat, well, that's when we'll head out on our own and decide to go wherever we want to go. Most probably east, as long as I can figure out which way east is, because I'm terrible with a compass. By the by, we are now going to go to visit 151 Withering Street, which is where the governor's man is waiting. From inside 151, you can't hear the cheery noise of its neighbours. The blue-eyed governor's man sits in an armchair, the only furniture in the entire building. His hands are in his lap, the odd smile playing at the corners of his mouth. Well, the governor's man will pay you for secrets with guineas and reputation. So, I was hoping we might have something here which we can give him, which we have more than one of. Oh. We do have 2 unsanctioned scripture, I believe. I believe we do. So we can give him that just to see what happens. He tucks it away in his jacket. If you find any more of this material, please hand it in. If a civilian found it, it could be dangerous for them. You have, as always, been most helpful. Does the smile turn genuine? Just for a second? Not for 10 guineas, that's for sure. That will do for the time being with him. We can visit the Padge Memorial Museum of Unnatural Curiosity. What do you like? What do you like? It's only 5% complete. The fossilised ghost case is soundproof, otherwise the screams would drive customers away. A single ancient grimoire lurks horribly on a lectern squirmed beneath its chains. Okay. Do I have anything else I can give away? Not really. I mean, do you take hooch? I don't think it takes hooch. That's a shame. I'd give you some hooch. I think we'll leave the museum for the time being. There's no need to push this. We'll just pick it up as and when we have duplicates of stuff. So we don't need to worry about that. The hull is okay. It's only taken 4 damage. I'm not too fussed by that. We could pop into the Howling Pits and see if he has anything interesting as opposed to another fossilised ghost. No. So no, we don't need that. We could advertise for a new crew member. I suppose we could do that. Do we want to put up a poster? Oh, it's actually cheaper to go into a newspaper here than it is to do it elsewhere. 50 guineas. I just don't want to get that navigator again, that's all. Let's go for a poster. We can afford that. Or we can have a gunner. Increases our vigilance by 1. I say okay for that. We need to put up our vigilance as much as possible. So that really only leaves us with wandering the streets and hitting the shops. So let's do that. A gang of feral youths are following you on the rooftops above, shouting and spitting and hurling pieces of slate. One smashes perilously close by your head. The tallest and hungriest of the lot leaps down, a razor in one hand, a stack of newspapers in the other. Read all about it, he snarls through broken teeth. So we can just buy a bloody newspaper. The hawker gangs are not to be trifled with. We can use our test of guile and lose them in the alleys, which is a bold proposal. Or we can do a test of guts, scare them away. Some forthright shouting will hopefully send them running. I mean, I'm not one to run, but I'm also not one to have my teeth kicked in. So let us just buy a bloody newspaper. It's only 10 guineas. The hawker gives you a sickly grin as you pay him for his newspaper. Next time they won't be so lucky. Well, yeah, maybe. Is that it? Is that all we get to do here? Alright. Okay, fine. In which case, do you have anything here we can buy? I mean, we could buy another, just a gun by itself. Other than that, not really on that one. In the market, we could sell our coffee. How much coffee do we have? Just the one. It does take up 4 weight though, which is quite a lot. You know what? We're going to sell the coffee. I'm not worried about my sanity for the time being. So, where was that? Next shop, next shop. So, here. So, hazard coffee. So, you can get rid of that. Ineffective remedy, sack of salt, bestial remnants. Not too fussed by those. Nothing to sell here. Exotic goods, anyone? We have our fetch mirror. Occultist paraphernalia. How much of that do we have? Just the one. In fact, it's only blinding hooch we can get rid of now. So I'm not too fussed by you either. That is fine. That is fine. We need to crack on. We need to crack on. So, where are we going? Just directly south. Just don't stop till you hit the City of Masks. That is fine by me. So to the south, onwards, upwards, and all that malarkey. Hoping to run into a few random things as we go. These are annoying. Let's turn these off. Hoping to have anything really come up. No, you're not going to go away, are you? Notes. All right, well, you just chill there, and I'll chill here, and we'll just ignore you, I think. So yeah, I'm hoping we can find some sort of quest. I've spoken to everyone. No one here has any quest for me now, do they? No. But. Let us upgrade our vigilance once again, seeing as we can. So that'll do. 28. I wonder if it takes until we get to 30 before it makes a significant difference on how we roll in those chance encounters. I mean, it should be pretty easy to get to. We're only 2 points off. This might be a test of vigilance now. Let's see if it's changed at all. A church from another world. Its spire is sagging. Its steeple fallen in. Candle stubs and damp, rotted holy books scatter the floor inside. You wonder if it was stolen on a holy day. Perhaps an entire congregation was devoured by the dark. You find a rough stone tablet sitting on a lectern. It is carved with runes that seem to subtly crawl atop the granite. So we can take it back to the kinetopede, or we can leave it here. I think we shall take it, but curses, worses. Not worried about that. The stone tablet feels oddly warm to the touch, and we've gained a cryptoglyphic tablet. Nice. I'll take that. Why not? No idea what it means. I'm sure I'll look it up on Google and be taken to the barely complete wiki. But hey ho, I'm not one to moan too much about that. Are you on me? Oh, you on me. It's a good thing you're slow, I tell you. Or else that would have been really scary. I mean, as long as we don't come across anything too quick. The purple rockets have been the worst thing we've come across. But once you turn off your light, there was not a lot to worry about. Oh. A pub hiding behind a bit of wreckage? Oh, a cottage. A rickety house from another world. Dropped into this much larger house without ceremony. Its ceiling has fallen in and rats scatter from the rubble as you approach. Oh, let's go and have a look-see. Get away! Get away! Crouched in one corner of the cottage is a scrawny man, bearded and unkempt. He stares at you with wide eyes like a startled child and aims a rifle at you with trembling hands. This must be a visitant, snatched from another world and crawled inside here for shelter from the dark. So, do we persuade him to join our crew? Do we take him prisoner, or do we back away slowly? Let's see where he came from. In a croaking whisper, the visitant tells you how he was conscripted into the war against the things from the skies. Isn't that what the other person was up against? We did get a glimpse of another world off, I suppose. Do we persuade him? Give it a whirl. We're at a disadvantage. After much gentle cajoling, the visitant finally puts down his rifle. He agrees to join your crew. He doesn't have any better options after all. So what do we want? A gunner or a swabby? We've only actually got one swabby. So it might be worth taking another swabby. I don't know what swabbies do. What do swabbies do? Just generally keep it clean, I presume? I mean, I could have taken a gunner as well, I suppose. I presume you're only allowed 4 of each of the minor people. And that's why I couldn't pick guards or junior engineers. Which in itself is good, I suppose, to have the minor crew all filled up is good for your stats in general. So, cannot moan about that. And we're at the City of Masks already. There you go. That's what we like. The first thing you notice is the stars twinkling just below the ceiling. A good crop this year, it seems. The second thing you notice is the noise and smoke and bustle, or rather the lack of it. Considering its size, the City of Masks is relatively sedate. There is an air of sleepy dignity. Sleepy dignity. Right, so, where is he? Where is he? Drop off our passenger. Let's get our money. And we shall gather some news. You need to spend a few hours chatting with friendly strangers at a coffee house. It's only a guinea. That's fine by me. 2 shrouded councillors have resigned and been replaced. An Archbishop of Angel Crab has become sleepless. Another theatre fire has killed dozens, renewing calls for overcrowding regulation. Well, well, old patterns in new thread. An urchin delivers a letter from Lady Nyctimene. Nyctimene? Maybe Nyctimene. We'll go with Nyctimene. I understand you have made the acquaintance of my counterpart on Withering Street. Care to pop in for natter and intrigue? Nyctimene. Requires sellable information. We've got that. Let's go and have a wander. Pardiger, she cries. She doesn't know how to pronounce the name, you see. She cries, ushering you into her mansion. Her saucer-eyed owl mask sheds its snowy white feathers as she walks. A jug of red wine and a platter of odoriferous cheeses await you. Please help yourself, she insists, smoothing her skirts and pouring herself a very generous glass. My friend at Withering Street probably wants to keep you all to himself, she says brightly, tilting her glass to you. But don't worry, I'm just a curious old gossip with too much money. There's no harm in telling me the odd tidbit. So we get guineas and reputation through you as well. Do you work for the Shrouded Council? I serve the council in an advisory capacity, she says. But this is pleasure, not business. A chat between friends, yes? She laughs at some private joke. So... I'm not one to sell them anything. Glimpse of another world? Oh, we've got 4 of those. We could sell one of those, I suppose. And a breathtaking spectacle was the other one, which we don't. Let's give a glimpse of another world. Why not? Lady Nyctimene sips her wine as she listens, interrupting occasionally to flesh out a peculiar detail. What colour the sky? How yellow the sun? We'll do it. As always, your company has borne delightful fruit, says Lady Nyctimene. And we've lost a glimpse of another world. Do I want to sell her another one? I've got 3 more? It's good money. It's good money. Let's do it again. Why not? Where you be? There you be. Cool. That'll do. That takes us over 1,000 guineas, which is awesome. We shall now visit the Penitentiary Museum. Masks who commit crimes are confined to the Penitentiary Museum for decades or centuries. They hang on the walls, mute exhibits for gawking tourists. Let's do it. Trumpet-voiced tourists, children eating ice creams, dozens of masks hanging from the walls, each a famous villain in their own right. One of the imprisoned masks is sculpted into the shape of a weeping face. The tradition, reads the plaque, destroyed Dan Cardacadan, a saint of Will Opan and a campaigner for justice. Destruction of a mask is the gravest of crimes. As a result, the Tragican was confined to the museum for 1,000 years, due for release in 2656. Wow. There is something haunting about the frozen grief of the Tragican. The story of Cardacan's murder is famous. He and the Tragican were lovers once. The rest of the plaque explains the story in full. Jealousy, betrayal, rage, a familiar saga. A moment of melancholy. Hurry ho. And after that, we can pick up another passenger. Why not? An unkempt man asks for safe passage to Phobeta Quinn. He will pay you 100 guineas on arrival. Why not? I have no idea where it is. Sounds good. Sounds good. And after that, we'll go for a... Ooh. Let's go for pamphleteer. It costs as much as a new paperback at home, and I really need a navigator. Augustus Ribbons. He's a pilot. Or we can have a gunner. It increases our vigilance. We'll take the gunner. Repair our hull. Wander the streets. Right, so we shall wander the streets, I guess. One performance troupe in Branidazzo Plaza has attracted quite a crowd. They're performing The Lily in the Marsh, a centuries-old play. But there is a twist. All the famous central roles, the lily, the lover, the spider and the knight, are performed by 3-foot-tall puppet golems, grating out their lines with mechanical precision. Meanwhile, human performers dance in the background, twice as tall as the tiny golems, imitating abstract forces in evocative costumes. Each actor represents something like the turbulent sea, the bustling crowd, the plague, or the lily's regret. It's an avant-garde interpretation that would never be seen in the theatre houses, but out in the streets the audience cheer and clap, though they melt away when the actors begin to circulate with cap in hand. Approach, donate, strike up conversation. A fascinating take, they deserve reward for breathing new life into it. Or we can slip away. Well, I'm always open to new encounters, so let's go and have a chat, I guess. You strike up a conversation with the man who played the Spectre of Death, though he's remarkably jovial out of character. He takes your money with heartfelt gratitude, and in the course of your conversation, you somehow end up discussing the play's ambiguous final scene. The knight's death is a subversion of the narrative, argues the Spectre. It tramples narratives, spits on it, and shows us reality. In reality, strength and bravery and cleverness don't matter, only the lucky survive. And because we cannot accept this, we write fantasies where strength and bravery and cleverness are important. The play's genius is that it shows us truth. Interesting, interesting. We do have a test of esoterica here. Or we can accept the Spectre's argument. Ooh. A reflection on mortality. I mean, it might be worth taking it. It's free. It's free until we put that esoterica up a bit more. We'll take it. And after that, and then we shall go and have a look in the shops. We have the Colosi Traders. The consortium's foothold in the city is a converted theatre on Colosi Boulevard. How are we doing for fuel? Ooh, fuel's a little bit more expensive here, but I feel I would probably benefit in spending a little bit of money on that. Before we do, though, let's see what else is offered here. We have St. Liber's Plaza. Censorship laws are relatively relaxed, and literature is a city-wide obsession. The plaza is packed with bookstores, coffee shops, and street performances. And, ooh, they happily buy unsanctioned scripture here. We only got the one, though, now, haven't we? Does nobody want to buy my blinding hooch? I mean, it's bound to give you eyesight back within 24 hours. That's what it says. I don't think it's worth selling it unsanctioned scripture for 70 guineas. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. Madame Sadie's Boutique. Madame Sadie owns a string of brothels and gambling dens, but the boutique is mostly legitimate. Mostly. The clerk seems blissfully unaware of employees or employers' notoriety. And nothing to sell there. And then we have Caro's Flag, which we can just buy coffee, which we've just sold. So I'm not too fussed by that. Let's buy a few more fuels. That's about good for me. And let us go. You know what? Let's advertise for crew member. Put up a poster. Oh, we've got a guard captain this time. No. Do we do it again? Let's do it again. A lookout, not fussed by you. What's on his head? It's a third eye. Oh, all right. Plus 12 vigilance. Ooh. I mean, that's got to be good, right? There's no way of checking your crew, is there? Relationships. Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Finnegan Skip. Where am I going? Finnegan Skip. It doesn't say. I mean, it's got to be good, surely. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know what that's done. Hopefully we'll find out at some point. Let's do poster again. It's going to... I like Rutherford. Rutherford's good. He's a drunk, but that's fine. And let's do one more. That takes us down to 850. What did I just do? Oh, poster. There we go. A light bearer. 8 spirit and 3 guts. An impossibly huge man, 8 feet tall at least, and rippling with muscle. The effect is undone somewhat by his tiny pince-nez glasses. He is fond of kittens, babies, and bone-crushing hugs. At first you thought he wanted to be your guard, but he is a devoted pacifist. Ah, and he replaces Panorama Vault. Who be you? A light bearer you have employed. Her extensive experience would have been useful if she hadn't lost her mind in the darkness. Well, we'll get rid of her then. Why not? Why not? So we've got 2 new people. We'll check them out. The rest I'm happy with. Do we get to see where we need to go with this person? In search for the heart. Oh. Well. That gives us function, I suppose. What about our passenger? Where does our passenger want to go? Nowhere quick. That's quite a way south though, isn't it? Do I want to go that far? Let's do it. We might be able to do it before this episode finishes. Let's do it. We're going to have to keep an eye on where we're going though. I've also been told that going south when you're not fully equipped is not good. So this might be the last episode. We'll see. A ruined pub. A test of vigilance. A tough challenge seems unlikely. Let's do it. No, we failed. Okay. So we have 2 new people. Let's have a quick word with them. Oh, our vigilance has gone way up. So do these guys guile +1? The record keepers +1? In fact, looking at it, it's worth replacing everyone. I'm going to keep Rutherford because he's cool, but the rest I'm just going to get rid of. They've only got +1. That's bloody rubbish. Oh, I wish I noticed that earlier. Oh, by the way, I had to talk to people, didn't I? Let's talk to the light bearer. An impossibly huge man, 8 feet tall. We've read that bit. Ask if he knows anything about the City of Glass. Why not? Otto smiles and strokes his broad chin. Hundreds of people have searched for the City of Glass, he says. Thousands, maybe. It's a fantastic thing to strive for. I have no idea where it is myself, but I believe you can do it. Oh, he has faith in us. How little he knows us. We can flirt with him. We can... Well, he offers to make a sizzling banquet for the whole crew. Why not? He seems like a nice guy. Mountains of creamy mashed turnip, platter after platter of olives and crusty bread and thinly sliced ham. Fish fillets dusted in salt and pepper with a lemon vinaigrette. A frankly reckless application of spice. I envy people in other worlds who have to eat every day, says Otto. Over here, I'm lucky to get people to sit down for a meal once a week. After a meal packed with his booming laughter and gentle jokes, he stands and takes your plates. Seconds? A droll recollection and regain some sanity. Why not? He slides the second plate in front of you. He's already on his 3rd portion. I have a favour to ask, he says, staring at you with oddly piercing eyes. The effect is diminished by his huge, spluttering mouthful of trout. I am something of an amateur natural philosopher, you see, and I'm keen to catch some live animals to study. I mean, I suppose it's only fair to ask what animals. You know, if we're talking like, you know, an elephant with 4 tusks and razor-sharp teeth, I'm probably not going to be for that. Very glad you asked, booms Otto, pulling a tattered piece of paper from his pocket and adjusting his spectacles. A toxin shark from the City of Keys, an optival hawk from Buzzard's Omen, a pyrophile ape from Gandola, an infilid hound from Recalcitrance, I think that's how you say that, a Recalcitrance, and a penguin from the Odd Winter Intrusion. Well, why those animals in particular? Each of these animals has a secret, says Otto. Take the toxin shark. No one knows how it survives in the poison water of the scenic. The optical hawk will grant visions to those whose eyes it devours. Why? How? What evolutionary advantage could that serve? Every natural philosopher has a theory, but none are sure. How intelligent is your pyrophile ape? How does the Ichthyiid hound's lungs work? And just what in the gods' names is a penguin? He smiles. I've always been fascinated by these questions. I intend to find the answers. Why not? Let's do it. Otto smiles and gives you a bone powder rising hug. Thank you, Padge, he says. This will be my life's work. All right, well, we'll do what we can when we can. He pulls over a fourth plate of trout. Okay, well, that's him done. That's not too shabby. And then Spire, the third eye in his forehead glimmers with terrible purpose, but the other two look wide and scared. We'll ask him about the City of Glass, why not? The boy hesitates and clutches his head as though in pain. Something familiar, he moans. No, it's gone. Okay. Well, let's see what he's doing in bed and why he's moaning. The pain is at its worst before I sleep, he explains in a dull whisper. The eye in his forehead, you notice, is half shut. What is that thing in your head? I don't know, says Spire. It drowns out my thoughts with its hatred. It loathes everything. Everyone, and me especially. The worst is when I'm in a city. Aside from me, it hates cities most of all. He gives you a small, tight smile. Out here, in the quiet dark, it's better. Alright. Well, how bad is it usually? Sometimes it gets so bad I can't think, can't feel, can't move, says Spire. He gulps. But usually it's just a headache. Can you see through the eye? No, says Spire. He hesitates and shivers. Sometimes it shows me things, though. Flashes, fragments. Have you tried removing it? Spire shrieks, clasping his hand to his forehead. No, he gasps. Even thinking about it, the pain. He shakes violently for a moment, the third eye filling the room with glimmers of violet. When he recovers, his normal eyes have an extra hint of shadow beneath them. Removal is out of the question, he says, but I would like to try communicating with it and see what it wants. I hear that Dr. Grindylow in the City of Keys is an expert on this sort of thing. Well, that's good. We'll be going back there at some point, I'd like to think. He hugs himself tightly and sniffs. Oh, bless him. All right. Okie dokie. A-okay. How is our apprehensions? Can we upgrade anything? No. No. So let's carry on south, I guess. Hope nothing kills us. Yeah, I'm really bloody annoyed about the crew. If I thought we were going to get such large bonuses, I wouldn't have kept wasting... Oh. We'll go this side and hope you don't chase us. Oh, I thought the well, we might be able to go to the well, but... Hey-ho, we can't. Oh, I know what you are. I'm going to turn our light off. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I think we're good. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's very light and scary. An empty well. Something draws you to this well. You order the kinetopede stopped and descend to take a closer look. You peer over the stone lip. Some ravening emptiness tugs at the corners of your mind. So we can stare down into the well. We can draw up a bucket. Or we can leave it alone. Let's draw up a bucket. And we've gained... Oh, another bottle of bottled darkness. Okay. Cool. I am very, very open to running away from big, shiny tank things. Spooky. Do I put it on yet? Oh, the old Hallow. I guess we don't. The old Hallow. It was here before the cities existed, and it will be here when the cities are dust. A twinkle window... We'll start that sentence again. A twinkle-windowed tavern nestled in the roots of an aged tree. The proprietress greets you at the door. Thanks for your custom. Remember, there are 3 rules at the Hallow. Rule 1, no killing. We have signed an accord that forbids all murder within the premises. Rule 2, no fates worse than death. I'm fed up with people trying to find a loophole in Rule 1. And Rule 3, no mess. I'm not a bloody cleaning lady. Can't falter for that. Can't falter for those rules. They seem pretty reasonable all in all. And with that, I think we shall leave this episode here. We will crack on with all this in the next one, and then hopefully carry on heading down south to find the Prince's Heart, and then get back rather sharpish. I might use that mirror we've got to get back to the City of Keys after we've done this little adventure, but I'm sure I'm jumping far ahead of myself. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.